Welcome to the Government News Brief for Thursday, December 31, 2015. In the news, the government is looking at new ways to address juvenile delinquency, GAISUCO COI report presented to the National Assembly, and a number of projects to restore open spaces to be completed by May 2016. With these and other stories, I am Azim Khan. The Constitutional Reform Committee set up in August 2015 by Prime Minister Moses Nakamutu is expected to submit its report to the Office of the Prime Minister shortly. Here are the details.
The Prime Minister further stated that the report will also advise on what are the priority issues, what modalities should be used, as a team of experienced professionals is expected to come up with ideas to inform the government on what needs to be done in this regard.
This is a big issue, and we need to have our constitution change in such a way that we all feel that there is no dictator with absolute power, and that there is no room for lawlessness, and that there should be full accountability of people who are elected to public office.
The report is expected to point out whether there is need to have a constituent assembly and whether national consultations should be held on the subject, taking evidence and reports from citizens.
To make a constitution, which is our primary supreme law, humane, and must introduce humane form of governance, accountable form of governance, and must humble our leaders, who must know that whenever they do things that are wrong, unlawful, that they must face the full sanction of the law, that the Constitution itself must leave no room for anyone violating their oath of office or committing what is called malfeasance without being able to be brought to book.
The Constitution remains the country's primary supreme law, and the intention in this process undertaken is to introduce humane and accountable forms of governance. By establishing the committee, the administration is following through on its promise by putting the matter on the front burner. Constitutional reform was a major platform for the coalition party during its campaign trail. With this Government News Brief, I'm Shanta Goberdan reporting.
The government plans to place emphasis on empowering delinquent youths in 2016. The Ministry of Social Protection will be developing a program that will seek to prevent delinquent youths from being institutionalized. Senika Thorne reports.
The Ministry of Social Protection has created a youth service section within the Social Services Department to deal with issues relating to delinquent youth. The intention is to prevent delinquent youth from being institutionalized. It plans to have programs for those who are already in institutions, such as the New Opportunity Corps.
We have a situation too where a lot of juveniles are being placed within the NOC, and we recognize that institutionalization of children oftentimes is not the better thing, but it should be the last resort. So the section of our department, as it relates to youth services, we're looking at that, and we're working towards reducing the amount of children who are placed in the NOC, New Opportunity Corps, that is, and even for those who are placed there is aftercare.
Efforts will also be placed on developing strong family units, since this has a great role to play in dealing with the issues of juvenile delinquency.
We recognize that you just cannot divorce issues pertaining to children from the families, so while we deal with children, delinquent children, we want to ensure that we also look at the conditions within families in which children are nurtured, and we want to ensure that those conditions are conducive for the positive development of our children.
In keeping with the government's vision of developing strong families, the ministry also sought to delink the probation department from the social services program. This move will ensure that social issues receive a more focused approach and will help to resolve some of the ongoing challenges and struggles faced by individuals and families. For the Government News Brief, Senika Thorne reporting and wishing you a Happy New Year.
The report from the Commission of Inquiry into GAISUCO was presented to the National Assembly last evening. Shanazalo reports.
On July 1, 2015, a commission to inquire into the operation of Guyana Sugar Corporation was launched. Presenting the report of the Commission to the National Assembly yesterday, Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder said that within recent years, GAISUCO has been producing less and less sugar at a greater unit and total cost, while its unit sale price has been declining. He noted that since an interim management team was installed there, has been a difference in the way the corporation was being run.
GAISUCO's management was encouraged to function professionally. Regular meetings of the management committee recommenced after a lapse of years. At this forum, managers were encouraged to express their views regarding operational issues and participate in the decision-making process.
According to Holder, the government would like to see the industry return to profitability and ensure its long-term environmental and economic sustainability. He noted that the process had started.
Renewed emphasis was placed on cost control and cash management.
GAISUCO ended 2015 with 3,702 more tons than it had set as its target. The second crop surpassed the second target of 146,300. The sugar industry, with its almost 17,000 employees and approximately 60,000 dependents, is a major source of foreign exchange for Guyana's economy. For the Government News Brief, Shanaz Low reporting.
Guyana is now closer to complying with international requirements to fight terrorism with the passage late last night of the Anti-Terrorism and Terrorism-Related Activities Bill 2015. Shanta Gobadan reports.
During the sitting of the National Assembly last evening, the bill was passed after much debate. The Minister of Legal Affairs and Attorney General Basil Williams told the House that the government was determined to pass the bill since it is a crucial and essential piece of legislation that is required by all countries in the global fight against terrorism.
You have to have resources, and that's why you will have a lot of phone tapping, a lot of surveillance. You're going to have all these things, and that is in the name of protecting the nation. Protecting the common weal from an extremist and persons who are bent on committing terrorist acts.
The Anti-Terrorism and Terrorist-Related Activities Bill was necessary to bring Guyana in total compliance with Financial Action Task Force requirements.
Draconian times demand draconian measures. I want that to be recorded here, specifically because that is what the exigencies of the time demand.
The newly passed bill will criminalize all acts of terrorism. This also allows for punishment, prevention, trial and sentencing of involved persons. Minister of Public Security, Kemraj Ramjatan, noted that the passage of the bill will send a message to the ABC countries that Guyana is not a rogue state. With this Government News Brief, I'm Shanta Gobadan reporting.
The administration plans to restore a number of open spaces so Guyanese and visitors can benefit. Work on some has started and others will soon start. Much of the work should be completed in time for Guyana's 50th anniversary celebrations. Paul McAdam reports.
The preservation of the environment must be tempered with its use for the benefit of citizens, according to Minister with responsibility for natural resources and the environment, Raphael Trotman. One such example that he gave is the Durban Park area, which had fallen into disuse over the last few decades.
Also, Durban Park had become a green space, but more like a green forest. It's time that it fulfills its social responsibility. I mean, the communities of lodge and work in Russell, so people can go, in my view, sit out, jogging, walking, playing games, and so we're right now trying to, in the first phase, make it into kind of a promenade, and later on, we're going to see how we can transform it into becoming a functional green space, like I said, where we might have some food concessions and you may have a jogging track, volleyball, basketball, some cricket, or even five-a-side football goals. But it should be the people's area. It provides leisure space, relaxation space for people. So that's a process.
There are also plans to restore and improve the nearby botanical gardens, which house the zoological park.
We have a plan which recently submitted to the President for the rehabilitation of the gardens. That is ongoing. We're working with the private sector as well to see what can be done. A lot of work is going to be done to ensure that by the May of 2016, for the 50th anniversary, the botanical gardens and the zoo get not just a facelift, but they get raised in terms of their standing.
Since taking office, the coalition government has moved to rehabilitate and clean many areas so that they can once more be utilized by the public for various recreational activities.
That has brought us to the end of the Government News Brief for Thursday, December 31, 2015. On behalf of the entire team here at the Government Information Agency, I take this opportunity to say thank you for your support during 2015, and we look forward to bringing you more information on government's policies, programs, and activities in 2016. A Happy New Year to you all.